Hey everybody, it is Sunday night and I'm down here tinkering around in the fish room. I'm working on my waterfall again, but I wanted to do an update here on my Ctenopoma, also known as an African spotted leaf fish or a leopard gourami, a bush gourami. It goes by a lot of different names, and while it is an anabantoid or a labyrinth fish, it is not technically a gourami. It is very closely related to a gourami. It's very closely related to the betta fish, the Siamese fighting fish. Surprisingly, though, it is not related to the leaf fish. So the African spotted leaf fish, which is its most common name, is the least accurate. It's more closely related to the gouramis, so calling it a bush gourami or a leopard gourami is actually a little more accurate than calling it a leaf fish. But if you buy it at PetSmart, where I got mine, you're going to buy it under the name African Spotted Leaf Fish. At any rate, when I was doing a video the other day, I actually shot my first live stream. Had a lot of fun doing that, thanks to everybody that participated. But during that live stream, we found my Ctenopoma pretty much doing a nosedive, and then he sort of rolled over and was almost floating on its back. And it had me really concerned, to say the least. This is my favorite fish. I know everybody would probably assume that Butterbean is my favorite fish, and he's way up there. I love Butterbean, but this Ctenopoma is definitely my favorite fish. It's one of my oldest fish. I've had it for about 5 years now, and he's just a really, really cool fish. And so when I found him more or less floating upside down, my heart just sank. I really thought I was live on video watching my fish die. And he's fine. Not really sure what was going on with him. I suspected it was a swim bladder issue because that's, pretty much first thing anyone would think when they see their fish floating around upside down or with its tail up in the air. But I also thought that because my experience with gouramis has been that they are very susceptible to swim bladder issues. Out of all the fish I've had that had swim bladder issues over the years, the vast majority of them have been gouramis. And I can also say the vast majority of gouramis I've had over the years have at some point had swim bladder issues. Both my snakeskin gouramis died from swim bladder issues. I've lost a couple of three-spot, the opaline gouramis. I've lost a couple of them from swim bladder issues. And I've lost some dwarf gouramis from swim bladder issues. So I suspected that that's what we were seeing when we saw my Ctenopoma here kind of floating upside down. So I think it was just he was in there drowsy and kind of dozing, and I've seen him do sort of somersaults, if you want to call it that. He's doing kind of a nosedive and is sort of drifting along, and maybe looks like he's falling asleep a little bit. And it's almost like the current rolls him over just a little too far, and rather than righting himself, he just kind of goes with it and does sort of a complete rollover and then swims away like nothing happened. It's kind of interesting to watch. I've seen him do it several times over the years, but I've never seen him do what he was doing the other day. If you watch the live stream, or if you go back, it's still on the channel. It's obviously not live at the moment, but that's been recorded and is there. If you go back and you watch it, probably about 2/3 of the way in. I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but we were a good way into the video when I saw him doing that, and it was a really, really strange behavior. It was so strange, in fact, that I actually reached into the tank with my hand in an attempt to right him, and get him straightened out and see if he could stay that way by himself. And he sort of snapped out of it and came around, and we saw right there on the video that he swam away and everything was fine. And, there was no more issues for the rest of that video. But it's been a couple days now, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up for anybody that did see that. Rest assured, he's fine. I've seen no indication whatsoever of any kind of unusual behavior since then. I shot some video yesterday. I just laid some music over top of it just to show everybody him swimming around and looking good and healthy. But I wanted to sort of officially let everybody know that he's fine. So that's about it for this video. It's just kind of an update on him, but I also wanted to say thanks for the participation in my live stream video. As I said, that was a lot of fun. The one thing about it that concerned me was the messages, were coming across so small on my phone I could barely read them, and it was making it a little difficult for me to be interactive. I have since gone back and changed all the font sizes and everything to my phone. I've got it set for old man, and I can now see everything. I haven't done another live stream yet, but when I look at my texts and, anything really, even the description under YouTube videos, everything is much, much larger and easier for me to see. And so I'm assuming when I do another live stream, I'll actually be able to read people's comments coming in. I'll also going to say that the next live stream I do will be much more of a interactive type experience. The one I did the other day, if you didn't catch it, largely involved just basically a live water change with me stopping and trying to read some comments from time to time. And I think it went over well enough, but it certainly wasn't Q&A type interactive with me just kind of talking to everybody. And that's what I want to do on my next live stream. Don't know when I'm going to do it, so make sure you're subscribed and make sure you've got that notification turned on, so whenever I do go live, and again, that could be a very spur-of-the-moment decision for me, but whenever I do go live, you're going to want to get notified about that and hop on and say hey and ask me any questions you got on your mind. Maybe get me to point the camera at some specific thing you want to see, or some fish you like in particular, or something like that. Again, it'll be a good, fun, interactive experience, especially if I'm able to actually see the texts and everything. I also want to add, on top of what I just added, that I do want to also shoot some video about my waterfall. I've got a lot of comments about it. I think a few people are sort of missing the point of the whole project, and I just want to kind of have a discussion about the whole project in general. It's going on a lot longer than I thought. It's been a lot more work than I thought, but that's kind of the point. It's been fun all the way. It's been a learning process all the way, and it's just been an enjoyable experience all the way around for me. So I do want to do another video talking about that, but I'm trying not to burn everybody out on too many waterfall videos. I know I've been shooting quite a lot of those lately, so we're going to skip one of those tonight. Maybe in a couple days, once I've made a little more progress, we'll get back into talking about that. So thanks for watching this one. Hope you put your mind at ease. If you were worried about this fish here, wondering whether or not anything was wrong with him, he's fine. Rest assured, everything is normal. But keep in mind, he is, his lifespan is only about 4 to 5 years, if you look in the books, or maybe 5 to 6 years, depending on where you look. And he's that old now. He's at least 5, maybe even a little older. So it's hard to say if, maybe we're not going to start to see some health issues in the future. And that's what I was kind of worried about when I saw that strange behavior the other day. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll say one more time, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget, of course, this is my 125-gallon tank. Thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.